And welcome back. Back where we left off last time in the Shadow Empire. We have 6 decisions on this round, 191. Apparently some of our oil communities are running out and empty. I'm gonna go ahead and say we're gonna try to get qual up to 86. May happen. Research like that's fine. Do atomic. What are we gated behind as far as tech goes? Not really discovering new stuff. You need atomic fusion missiles. Okay, so we need to do fusion. Fusion will unlock those 3 showing up. Whereas, what's the other one we've got? Micronuke. I don't think it's the... It's not gating anything. And you're actually gated behind nuclear plant, I think. Oh, we have nuclear plant. Oh, you must be gated behind something else then. Or you just haven't discovered. Right, so atomic fusion missile. Oh, is robot its own? Doesn't look like it. No type. Okay, robotic infantry is its own. Could be discovered. Want to discover it. Same as SAM launchers. So let's go ahead and actually press the no new orders. That'll force all the excess design into discovery, and hopefully we'll discover it. Scrap or clean. So money or political power. I like political power. Clean the statue. New commander for the 13th Light.
Copy that.
13th Light, I don't really care about who the commander is. On the note, however, I should recruit more commanders.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
While we're in the thing, let's go to orgs. Light Science, how are you looking? Time to call you up and do a new one.
Wilco.
Oops, that was the wrong button.
Wilco.
That was the wrong button. Clicked too quick. Research, not priorities. So, we were doing security. Apparently sanitation's also pretty much done. Let's do communications. So that's going to improve our quality of life. It's one way to get the community, get the goal down. Could give money to the private economy. While I'm thinking about it, let's check mining overview. We got any mines about to run out? I've got empty mines. In Belrod, we have an accessibly 3 and accessibly 5 mine that's empty, so I should get the new one spawned in. So, Belrod, strat card. You can only play 1 a turn, because you only get 1 decision related to it a turn, so play 1. And that'll get us the expansion option to show up. I think that's all the zone ones I want to play for the moment. Unless we got scrap card. We could have a scrap card. Let's quickly generate that by discarding some minor cards. Don't care about. I think we're only going to get the 1, but I'll be fine. Democratic University. So we think here we have everything we want. Maybe a bit short in education. Oh, the qual score is already 100, okay. Which is qual score average plus lowest qual score divided by 2. So how that's rolling 100 off of what those scores are, I don't know, but apparently it is. could use an education in Hanson. Hanson doesn't have a population problem, so we're going to play it in Hanson.
Yes, sir.
We could also use a little bit of entertainment in Hanson. So we'll go ahead and play Feeling Arena.
Yes, sir.
And the brothel.
Yes, sir.
We'll give it a little bit of time to see what that kicks into. Actually, I think the zoo is probably education as well, so we'll play the zoo. We'll check in a bit and see if it needs more. So we check in on you. We gave you public workers. And it's not enough public workers, apparently. Okay, someone screwed the math up there. Yeah, it should be 2,400 worker points. Why are you telling me it's... Why did it only get 1,200? Oh, math got screwed up somewhere. Or I gave them the workers and they fired the workers or something? That may have made sense. Okay, well, this is going to require more workers, so we're not going to do that one. Why is the 9th Grenadiers Infantry sitting here? Because it's sitting there. Okay, we'll march it out to the front. You get on the stack, you get into a good striking position. There should work. Okay, that unit's march as far as it can. Took a little bit of the Nomad's territory. Hopefully they won't get too angry about that. And obviously, to continue this advance, we'll need the road extended. Some of those guys keep getting logistics. Then we should check in on our constructions. So which constructions did we finish? No, we didn't finish any construction that turn. Okay. Lots of partials, so I have a suspicion that we ran out of metal. That combined to the fact that our metal stockpile is really, really low. That would track. Hanson, everyone's happy enough, but their wages are as low as I want to take the private or the public workers' wage down to anyway. You're happy enough that I can probably risk lowering your wages a bit. So we follow you up and lower your wages.
Copy that.
Our list is, we can see it's recovering. It's getting something like 9,000 more people a turn from people immigrating back into it. Now that radiation's been cleaned up. And most of the assets, besides the really big ones, like the truck station and rail yard, are mostly operational again. Billerod isn't happy enough yet for another wage down. And it probably doesn't want another wage down until the civilian wage decreases, because the civilian wage is not, or 0.012 versus 0.014. We do want the public wage to be a little bit higher than the private. This is a place where we could contemplate doing it, but this is not a particularly big city. Similarly, okay. The other thing that happened is it decided to build some dome sets. So that might have been where some of my workers went. We don't have the population, or we don't have the soldier cap yet for deploying more troops, nor do we have the metal. Okay, so let's just cycle a turn. Let's keep the turn short. And, well, I say short. Took 10 minutes to do that, so that wasn't partly very short, but it's moving again. And while we're at peace, these end turns should hopefully be boring. The main thing we're potentially watching for is if the friendly faction loses more ground against the hostile faction. Because then that means we need to extend the frontage of our units. Still seeing a decent number of guys on the border with Bronbun. It's not a contiguous battle line though, so they're potentially, if we actually go on a serious offensive next war, going to be in a little bit of a problem because they just don't have all the hexes full. So there is a capacity for us to kind of sweep through the voids and try to encircle and destroy in detail some of their units. Well, if we're careful, we wouldn't suffer the same fate as they would. If no other reason, then our units are actually better on the defense, I think, than theirs. Theirs is mostly peer to our infantry, which is our main attacking unit. But while it's peer, that's really all they got. Is they've got infantry. Whereas we've got machine guns, we got RPGs, so when their motorized units pull up, and the tank units pull up, they're running headlong into effective anti-tank and effective anti-infantry when we're on the defensive. We're maybe not as good at attacking as their units are, because MGs don't attack very well. But MGs kind of hold their own on attacking in comparison to regular infantry units. And our infantry are peer, so yeah, we don't want to necessarily head-on fight their units, but we do have sort of better organized units for defense. And the territories are going, so the turn's about to end. Well, the end turn is about to end. And we are slowly starting to sweep in and take over that non-aligned territory. We can get a border with all the nomads. And put a picket up along it will be a good border. Link destroyer is not what we're looking for. Pheromone device is interesting. Staff council priorities. Some point I might come along to a customized formation, but not for the moment. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to hit no new orders. I don't really care about tank destroyers right now. The things I would actually develop if they popped up is the SAM launchers and the robot infantry. Give into the commands. Minor worker striking bell. These are worker strikes, so these are the workers basically going, hey, you're paying us too close to what the civilians are paid. So yeah, we're just gonna pay them off. Because it's cheaper to pay them off than to actually raise their pay.
Aye, aye, sir.
And we have a mine to extend. In fact, we have 2 mines to extend. Let's extend the smaller
Aye,
one
aye,
first.
sir.
Only lost 1 level, so if it needs to be expended, it can be expended again. Let's play that peripheral prospecting. Peripheral mining again.
Aye, aye, sir.
We'll do a quick check on the mining overview to make sure we don't have another empty. No, all the other empties are actually truly empty at this point. Hansen will maybe come down and be a problem soon, but it's not a problem yet. We got ourselves a pheromone device. Plus 20 charisma. So I think that wants to get played on our Foreign Affairs guy. Director of Foreign Affairs. Let's go ahead and play a shutdown on him as well.
Affirmative.
Well, let's actually go see what we can do, what we can get up to diplomacy-wise. We already have that regime. Let's actually do something a little more. What is it? Open contact would be interesting. Okay, so these guys are still not willing to really get to a state of real peace. You can see it's basically difficulty 500. And, okay, our guy is pretty poor. Because he's just a poor capacity one guy. That we've been working hard, and he's been learning. Right, he's getting 175 with cap 1 with a base charisma 15. This is kind of showing what you can get away with a terrible diplomat, but you know, the terrible diplomat has been doing his job admirably for someone of his skill level. And we're negotiating with everyone else, okay. Or open to talks with everyone else. Freedom movement. Who do we have that with? Who do we not? Need to have a free trade to target it. So the only one that we have it, or could do it with, we already have it with. Okay. I assume we have trade with everyone. Oh, we don't have trade with them. We are trading with them. So we could. This would probably pass. We do have trade with them, so could we do free trade with them? No. Our max roll here would be 275, which would be 25 short. So we will go ahead and roll the trade.
Affirmative.
And it fails, but that happens. HQ cards are things I could be playing. Granted, mobile ops, that's nice for mechanized forces. We don't have. Field training might be nice to put on picket units, but usually I'm not too worried about XP growth. Entrenchment maximums. This will be good for picket units on active fronts. Infiltration is good for infantry attacking. Recon and force. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what mechanized forces are. Maybe the tanks are just considered mechanized as well. Yeah, we might make sense to actually play Blitzkrieg on the tanks when I'm going to actually properly follow them up with extra defending units. Siege, yeah. There's lots of different postures we could play that I haven't been playing. Because I'm trying to keep the units more universal for the moment. Maybe it's not the right play, but... Call to success 1. I think the only people we could play this on... Yeah, we're just going to piss them off when we play it on them. I do need a spy embedded in it to play. You can see right now, at least our covert ops guy is not good enough at his job to really play these big cards. I suppose means I should probably embed spies to get them some training.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Get them some training by
Yes, sir.
deploying spies on the guys that vaguely trust us.
Yes,
These
sir.
aren't looking too hard into
Yes,
the
sir.
identities of the guys showing up on their borders.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, there's our spies completely deployed. And we'll see how much his ops improve over the turn. Let's check the construction reports. We did finish bunkerization of 4 in the capital, so that is something that wants to continue to be upgraded. I would like if the capital gets nuked, that the capital is kind of just chuckles at the affair, and is otherwise fine. So bunkerizing to the utmost would be nice in the capital. But everything else is presumably being delayed due to the lack of metal. We do now have... So let's go ahead. We're going to queue up the truck station. I'm going to colonize all the workers here. Some of them will probably get fired, but that'll be fine. Okay. And then we'll revisit if these guys need more workers. This guy probably needs more workers. Oh no, this guy doesn't need more workers. This guy needs more metal. So yeah, that's an indication we're having a metal problem. Which isn't necessarily the easiest to solve. The solution to that is probably more demetallization plants. And or the ones that we're got being built and getting complete. So you're being built, but you know, this is the place that got nuked, so it's got worker problems. Anyway, let's cycle the turn. Spent a bunch of political power. Moved what troops I'm going to move. Did what construction projects I'm going to do. Had the spy do his spying. And yeah, in theory, if we can get freedom movement, that's actually one way that we can boost our population towards a winning state, is raise our quality of life, and then sort of just attract population out of their zones. I believe you have freedom movement, you can attract directly city to city. If you don't have a freedom movement, you have to attract the free folk can move from zone to zone. So if you've got a really high quality of zone, you'll leech the free folk out of your zone, which will then attract them from other zones. So that doesn't necessarily mean that you can pull from people that you're not necessarily openly hostile with, but people that you sort of like white peace that you've got freedom movement with, you can easily, with high quality of living in your cities, pull their population into yours. I have to imagine the guys we've got encircled from Bronburn are not doing so hot at this point. Because the Xeno life here is not edible. So it's not like they can live off the land in the middle of a desert. And it's not like they have farming totems. Saw a little bit of movement from Bronbrun. That's why we're sitting here looking at a lake in the middle of nowhere. Is we saw a little bit of movement around here. We're to the blackmailer. I don't see any border changes, so we're probably fine. No one probably declared on us. The blackmailer has like 100 opinion with us, so the blackmailer, other than the fact that they're blackmailing us, is probably going to leave us alone. And it's just the one hostile faction. And I doubt our one attempt at changing their factions did enough to actually change the faction to the friendly faction. And by friendly, I mean friendlier. I think the faction I was trying to move it towards is actually the blackmailing faction, to be fair. Suffered no losses, nor made kills. We have 5 decisions. Democracy profile is at 48 points, which is 5 points higher than what we promised. We developed atomic fusion missiles. We've discovered the ICBM 10 megaton. So that is one way we could potentially win the game, is we could go the Gandhi route and fire all the atomic weapons. And by Gandhi route, I mean the Civ 5, Civ 4 Gandhi route.
Roger that.
Gandhi was not that nuclear weapon happy in real life.
Order acknowledged.
This is mine meritocracy, sure.
Acknowledged.
And obviously we extend our empty mine.
Aye, aye, sir.
We only lost 1 level, so that should be extendable in the future. Okay, construction report is telling us a bunch of things actually finished. So, as for as low on metal that we are, a bunch of things finished. Power bank's done, power bank's done. Truck station in Hansen's done. Is there even going to be an upgrade to the truck station in Melrad? I think that might have been the last truck station. Yeah, that was the last truck station. So this truck station is as big as it can get. Which maybe isn't saying a lot. We'll upgrade the power bank. And I think we're already upgrading the power bank in the capital, which I don't think we had the next one to upgrade there. Fuel depot can get rid, so we'll upgrade the fuel depot. And it's probably your power bank being upgraded, yeah.
Yes, sir.
So we did a power bank, we did a power bank, we did a fuel depot. Truck station can't be improved. I'm not going to go ahead and upgrade the soil demilitarization facility in Austerlitz, because that's the place dealing still with the recovering of the nuclear, or the atomic strike. On the other hand, that's maybe an indication that it's recovered most of the way, that it managed to finish the building we started building before the strike. Truck Station 2 in Hansen is done. Truck Station 2 would have been one of the forward ones. It's probably this one. What do I call it is? This one. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So we start that upgrading. And the rest are going. Okay. Crafters are in position. Vehicles are in position. Display out a bit here. Logistics are looking good. We do got a couple guys that are going to be in blue. But blue really isn't an issue to infantry that aren't shooting. Because infantry eat 10 food a turn. If I can click on the right tab. Eat 10 food a turn. But they can store 20, which in theory means they can actually request up to 20. So, leaving a unit in blue, you'll see I leave them very often in yellow. Leaving a unit in blue means they're going to get like 60% of their request. So this guy, in theory, is requesting like 10. Well, technically this guy can request up to 20 food. Right, so he's requesting it. He can request up to... Well, he hasn't actually been there long enough to get the effect to kick in. This guy... That guy probably should have been, but anyway. Oh, there is a pickup issue. It's telling me there is a pickup issue. Though this guy has enough pickup capacity, he is picking up what he's requesting. Right? So he basically can put an order in, hey, I'm only going to get 60% of what I want. I can request up to 20, so I request 12. Or whatever 10 is, 6% of... Such that 60% of what he requests is 10. He basically requests that every turn and he gets it, so he's not having a problem. But if he starts shooting, he's going to have real problems getting the ammo back, right? So what's going to end up happening. So blue for sitting there staring menacingly at guys is safe. Blue for actually going to be doing anything is not. Now, at the moment, I don't plan to have them do anything, so that's fine. And we're pushing into the unit. We can see there's some of the old Xenology level 8 guys. Shouldn't actually really be a problem for our more modern guys to deal with, but back when this was a fresh expand on the planet, those guys were scary. They're not really scary anymore, but they were scary. Maybe the best way to describe them. Okay, let's go see how did our guy improve. Well, he's getting up to 86, so that is some improvement. Yeah, he's getting up to 86. Not enough to roll a call to support, but yeah, we'd want to be a little bit higher. We want to be like 93 before we start rolling this. We can go ahead and train him a bit by throwing more spies at people. We have no spies there, so go ahead and put some spies there.
Yes, sir.
No spies. Bed some spies.
Yes, sir.
Verbal, let's train the spy master
Yes,
up a
sir.
bit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Zone-wise, what's anything... We didn't need to do any more peripheral mining yet. Giving the militia might make sense if we got another militia HQ card for the capital, but for the moment I don't think it's worthwhile. Zone pay. Well, Hanson, I don't want to lower it anymore. This rate will probably lower it again next turn in the capital. Ah, that's good to see. So, next turn we might also lower it again in Ocelots. Kind of waiting for population, for income to go down here. But it probably isn't with the fact that the city is actually shrinking at the moment. Because of people emigrating to the capital in Ocelots. Okay, and the workers were the correct amount of workers for these places. Good to know. Though they are still being throttled by the lack of metal. So metal shortage is our problem at the moment. So hoping the net demilitarization plant will help a little bit with the metal. And then once Austerlitz is looking a little healthier, population-wise, I might start upgrading its demilitarization plant. Well, also presuming I get some more metal in, because demilitarization plants aren't the cheapest from the metal standpoint. And making the metal problem worse, attempting to solve the metal problem is not necessarily the best plan. Alright, the capital can go up one more, but one more is only going to give us like 250 more metal a turn before the planet modifier. Though apparently our guy working the cap is real good. Providing a whole extra 25% more metal, okay. Okay, let's roll the turn. If I had metal, I could raise another brigade, and I do kind of want to raise another brigade, but for the moment, our metal situation is saying, no, you can't. Because I'm spending it building everything. A lot of the stuff I do want, right? We want more truck stations, we need the truck stations higher level. I do want a bigger petrol reserve, because one thing I would like to do is motorize and or mechanize more of the force. And it's hard to gauge how much petrol you need when your vehicles aren't moving. presumably that makes some sense, right? The petrols don't really... the tanks don't really use petrol when they're sitting there waiting for the war. And a war will come. Hopefully the truck stations get upgraded before the war comes, so we got, like, twice the capacity for our frontline troops to shoot at the enemy with, but, the war presumably will come. And it looks like I'm coming up to the point where I should probably put the part break, so I want to keep these episodes to about 30 to 40 minutes long. Looks like at the moment we're getting about 3 turns per episode, which is slow in comparison to where we started the game, but I'm delving into the depths of trying to manage, 5 cities? And 2 colonies? So even though the troops really aren't doing much, the cities, there's a lot of work for the cities. And this end turn should, unless someone declares on us, should be boring. And it does appear to be boring. We have enough border territory with the guy that's hostile that if he declared on us, we'd probably actually take territory from him on the turn rollover. So seeing that it's not his turn anymore and we haven't taken any of his territory is probably an indication that we're not at war. Presumably did not declare on the last turn. And Mr. Friendly. Mr. Friendly's not having the best of days, if memory serves. He's kind of getting caught between Mr. Hostile and Mr. Blackmail. Waiting for interesting things to happen, but to be fair, as I said, the end turns at the moment should hopefully be boring. If they're not boring, I'm going to have a surprise to deal with in the next turn, so... Okay, so we can see the non-aligned actually do have a decent number of people in this pocket, but it's a pretty small pocket. And again, from what we learned, a little bit of reconnaissance we did, our guys are still better than ours. Okay, this is where I'm going to head to the part break-in, so if you're watching on YouTube, I hope you're enjoying it. There should be a part up tomorrow, because I'm going to record another part tonight. So, catch you in the next part. Till then, bye for now.